For the second latest award, what is your opinion about the development of Eastern languages and literature in the country?
First of all, let me record my thankfulness to the organizers of the and jury of the Purvodaya Literature Festival. I am also honored to be conferred with the second Purvodaya Literary Excellence Award, and I must tell you that this is a unique. Why I feel it is a unique award, because it is happening in Kolkata through the in the regional director, and everybody is from Kolkata, but they are thinking of all the eastern languages, including Odia and all the northeastern languages, maybe Assami and all other languages. So that is a great work of integration and kind of a fellow feeling and a togetherness. And you know, eastern part of the country has always contributed immensely towards development of literature. You yourself know how proud you all are of Rabindranath Tagore, and beyond him and with him also, so many, like Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay's Vande Mataram is a national song now, and we have grown up reading Sarat Chandra, Bimal Mitra, and so many of them, and the modern writers also writing very well. Similarly, in Odisha, you know, everybody talked about Sarla Das, Jagannath Das, who are our forefathers, you know, in writing, and who have really introduced us to the modern way of writing and reading the Mahabharata and Bhagavat. After that, you had also must have known about Fakir Mohan Senapati and Kavibha Radhanath Rai, Upendra Bhanja. We have so many writers, both writing fiction and poetry, and have enriched Odia language. And then come Gopinath Mohanty, Manoj Das, Ramakant Rath, Pratibha Rai, Sitakant Mahapatra, Jagannath Prasad Das, and my mother, who has been conferred with Padma Shri this year, Pratibha Satpathy. And I feel very humbled and also happy to be a part of that legacy and being a writer from Odisha. And in Assam, we have read so many in translation, because that is the only thing in Indian languages that we read each other through translation. Birendra Bhattacharya and Indira Goswami and Saikia, I mean, so many stories and novels we have read in translation. And everywhere there is a very richness of tradition, very truthful depiction of human psychology, human life, human sufferings, human happiness. So it's a kind of a very rich literature that eastern part of the country has produced.
You mentioned that you were into writing for 35 years.
Yes.
Now, what in the initial 35 years back, or
yes,
before that,
yes,
what influenced you to think that you should be a
actually, I must be started writing little much more, than 35 years, because I started writing very early in life, though I have not written much around that time. My first book came out in 1997, but my stories were coming out in the different Odia magazines. At that time, magazines were very sincerely being published everywhere, and getting a story published in a prestigious magazine is always a pleasure and a happiness. So my first story was published in 1985, when I was doing my post-graduation. So it was a very long back I have been introduced to writing, and because, you know, my parents are writers. As I said, my mother is a very important poet of the country who got Padma Shri award this time. She is Pratibha Satpathy, and my father was a literary critic. He is no more now, and has written very good Odia literature critical criticism books in Odia. And so we had a library at home. So at a very young age, tender age, I was exposed to that, and that you can say that my imagination and words were open when I was very, very young. So along with studies, I always love to spend my time in the library. And after playing and whatever, I always get into the library and used to read the books. So books were my companion all through. So writings came maybe, as kids have said, leaves coming to the tree, and parents were writers. I have been grown up in a writing atmosphere, and I have grown up in an atmosphere where, books have been considered to be very valuable. Like, the Bania family's coins are very valuable to them. For us, it is books all the time. My father gets very irritated if you fold a corner of a book or do anything. At that point of time, he used to say that you put a bookmark, maybe a paper or something, because formal bookmarks were not available at that time. So books have been treasured, writing was honored and respected. So maybe, and the books that I have read and the kind of imagination I was going through, and my upbringing had definitely contributed a lot for me to be a writer, yes.
Name of your father?
My father is Dr. Nityanand Satpathy. He is no more now, passed away in 2020.
Now, how your mother's writing influenced you?
Mother is basically a poet. She's a born poet, very natural poet. Poetry comes to her like anything. And I have put my hand very little into the poetry. I have just one book in poetry which she loves very much. But she has, or I have seen her from my childhood that she has been so immersed in, we have 4 children still then, and she was a professor also. So with work, with children, and multitasking also, she would be writing, and she would be writing when all of us sleep, alone sitting on the dining table, because women do not have a separate room to pursue their passion. And she told me, when I was into the service, that there is a very demanding service, Indian Revenue Service I was in. Then I got married, had a child. Then I was thinking, what is there in writing? Let me drop it at the moment. Then she told me, dear, this will be your constant companion till your end of your life. Everything might give you up. You might leave everybody, but writing, your connection with words and imagination and idioms and feelings will be with you all through your life. So that's something I really remembered, and now I realize. Yes.
What is the uniqueness within your writing?
Don't know. That readers can say, but I have seen people saying, I've heard people saying and writing, and some critical writing, and they think that I am little truthful to the feelings that I depict, and they find a kind of a very vivid presentation of both psychology and events, and then and they think that I have a habit of delving deep into the minds of people. This is what they think. I don't know. When I write, whatever I think, I honestly feel, and what I'm convinced about. And basically, a writer writes himself or herself all the time. So what is basically, I write what I am convinced of and what is my conviction. So I guess while writing that, maybe my form of writing is more towards what is true. What is very dear to somebody, because I have found readers identifying themselves with what I write. So that's a great satisfaction, I must tell you that.
When you were writing, how influence of any other writers in your writing?
See, like, when you read a lot, and as a writer I do, and readers also read, but a writer always tends to accept those things which are so close to his or her imagination and conviction. So I cannot tell you which particular writer have really influenced me, but I have thousands, hundreds and hundreds of writers have really shaped me through their conviction, through their ideas, through their words, and through their description. Somebody's character I like, somebody's way of writing I like. So there's been a constant enrichment from the readings of my favorite writers, and there are so many in number. Thank you.